Alright guys, today I wanted to bring you a Yasuo deck. I know a lot of people have been asking for a Yasuo deck for Spirit Forge. The truth is, sadly, there is no good Yasuo deck. I really just straight up better. If we see all of the best placing Yasuos in the two regionals so far have been just a combination of it's just an Aurelia deck with the Yasuo legend and one of the two Yasuos. So I feel like that's not cheating, but it didn't feel like fun. So I wanted to make a deck that actually used the Yasuo, and we did things a little bit differently. So like we can see here, we still play Irelia. I used to not play her because again I wanted to avoid just turning into a worse Irelia deck. But she's just really good, and she goes well with what we're trying to do, which is using Spellsonger. So let's start from the beginning. The idea of the deck is, of course, Purple Yasuo. We want to combo out with Songer, the Dream, right? Score multiple points by moving. So if we were going to include the Songer, I wanted to make sure that every single one of the units of the deck can use it to make it worth adding the addition. So we can see, and we'll go one by one, all of our units can use it. Um, and we play very few units. So starting with Wither of Water, this is one of my favorite cards from set 1. Right now, I don't think it's the best, but it's a solid card, and the fact that we can use Fellsonger to essentially make him defend or attack for 6 is pretty decent. Then I tried 2 Tasty, went down to 1, but just, yeah, it's a great card. With this deck, since we're attaching the Spellsonger a lot, and just we have a lot of green power, getting the runes back is pretty nice. And if you put Spellsonger onto Tasty, you get to draw 2 and channel 4 runes, which is pretty good. Then Stelcorn Unicorn, I think it's actually the best card of the deck by far. Like we'll see in the gameplay, there were so many games that I ended the game with like 15 cards easily, right? The moment that you put the Spellsonger, you move her, and then you use your ability to move her again, you draw 4 cards. So that's why I run so little units in the deck. At the beginning, I had a lot more. I had the Poro, and I had more Tasties. I had Draven. I had a bunch of other cards. But what ended up happening most of the time was that I ended up with a hand of 15 cards and a bunch of units that I couldn't play enough, like fast enough, and I didn't have runes. And so I ended up moving away from that and going more with like lean cards and spells that I can use in my turn and my opponent's turn. But yeah, Stelcorn is the absolute best card. With Spellsonger, we can draw multiple cards per turn, which is really, really good. Then we have Treasure Hunter. Also, with Spellsonger, we can regenerate 2 tokens every time that we move. It's just generically good. The treasures in this deck are pretty valuable. Again, since the Spellsonger, we need to keep paying every time we attach it. And also, Spellsonger requires you to pay 1 mana, which if we start recycling our runes, makes it feel like we're pretty tight on runes. And then finally, we have Irelia. So I used to not play her, but I kept running into problems that I didn't have enough might to defend with, and I didn't have enough might to attack with. So I really kind of solves both of those issues. In our turn, we can target her with all of our spells. She becomes massive with Spellsonger. She gains 2 every time we target her, and she has Deflect too, so she becomes actually pretty hard to deal with. So that's really good. And then we just have Not So Fast. Essentially, we want to protect our combo at the very end. We have 2 Ride the Wind for the combo with the Yasuo. I didn't like 3. Maybe I could see myself going to 3, but I don't know. I just don't like Ride the Wind in general at 3, even in set 1, because it could be very clunky. So that could be something that could change. I have one Defy. I don't have a sideboard right now, but I would probably have more against yellow decks. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning. This is not tier 1, tier 2. It's probably like a solid tier 3, tier 2.5 at best. Just for people to have fun on Nexus Night. If you guys have the card, go for it. I think it's a really fun deck, but I don't think this deck is very competitive, and it's just, yeah, it's just not that good now that our area is out. Then we have Stack Deck. Stack Deck just gives us options, right? It's always good. We have 2 Discipline, my favorite card in green. 2 on guard. I just wanted to keep having defensive spells and offensive spells at the same time with Irelia. Funny enough, like every time that you target this with Spellsonger, your area gets +4. So it's our at-home Blade Dance or whatever the Defiance Dance. So yeah, just solid cards, especially with Aurelia. If not, any of our other creatures can use it, and just we can use it to defend ourselves or push might. Then we have 3 Fight or Flight. So I used to play 2. I swapped one. I brought one more in instead of the other Tasty because it helps us to do the combo when we need it. If we don't have the right to win, it's also a defensive tool. And yeah, it's just good. We can also use it offensively. I don't have to explain why Fight or Flight is good. So this card, I used to have 1, then I went to 3, then I went to 2, and I keep going between 1 and 2. It's really good on offense, right? This card is amazing on offense, and this plus Irelia, if she doesn't have Spellsonger, it's already +4, and if she ready that turn, it's +5 total. So it just makes it so all of our creatures are big enough to start contesting battlefields. The only bad thing is like it's not good in defense, right? So this gives us a lot of offense, but not very good defense. And it's another piece that we have to set up. Like we can see a lot of the deck needs a setup. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Maybe going up, down to 1 could be a good option. Then I play Triple Seal. There's so much green that we're paying with the Spellsonger, the Dark Eyes. Well, I guess those are the only 2, but we try to attach the Spellsonger almost every turn, right? If our unit dies, we just keep moving it and moving it and moving it. That's why I have 3. I used to have 2, but I don't know. I just feel like if you need the seals, it's better to just play 3. And once we get the Silicon Herder going, we're going to see multiple copies. That could be a reason to go down on 2. I started 2, pumped that up to 3, but maybe it will be worth to go down and try something else. And then Triple Spellsonger, again, the deck is built around it. That's why I wanted to maximize it. And then we have Guardian Angel. Guardian Angel is just really good in general. Of course, I don't have to explain it, but in this deck, it's very nice that you can protect your Stelacorn Unicorn, or Stelacorn Herder, sorry. Once the Stelacorn is equipped with the Spellsonger and we can start moving her, we literally just draw the whole deck, like straight up. So yeah, that's why. And then just general game plan, of course, is normal deck. You try to get your points up to 4 or 5, and then we just try to combo out, finish the game with the Yasuo plus the Spellsonger. We can also push a ton of might with Spellsonger and Aurelia, which is, I'll show one of the games that I was playing. I think the Aurelia reached like 22 without the Defiance stance, which is pretty impressive, and then we combo out with the Yasuo. And then for battlefields, runes, we play a lot more green than purple. I still wanted to have the purple because, of course, we play the Yasuo and we play the 2 Ride the Wind. Maybe it could be a 9-3 split. I used to have Rebuke here, or you can have Rebuke on your sideboard. So maybe it's worth that. Because of that, it's worth to keep the 4 purple. But yeah, just something to keep in mind. And then battlefields, nothing too crazy. I was just going with, the same idea as before. Back Alibar, your opponent cannot use it. Windswept Hillock is just good in Yasuo, right? You can push it in and then gank sideways. And then I was thinking about the Paper Tree. I'm not sure about the last one. I mean, Obelisk of Power could also be good, right? We can play our Wielder going first or our Stelacorn going second. It could be a good option, but for now I just put the Paper Tree. Just a solid battlefield when you're behind. And yeah, that's the deck. Again, sadly I haven't been able to come up with a competitive Yasuo list, but I know a lot of people have been asking for a Yasuo deck, so this is what I've had the most amount of fun and surprisingly the most amount of success. That is just not a worse version of the Aurelia deck. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I'll show one of the gameplay videos or the gameplay matches. If you guys want some more, I can post more, but I think this is the coolest one from the ones that I played so far. So yeah, thank you guys. Okay, now we have webcam. I forgot to hit record when I was recording the other section. Whatever, we're gonna keep it like that. We're gonna have webcam now. So this is a one of the matches that I recorded. I really like the ending. That's why I want to include it, and also shows like all of the points that I want to show in the video. So we play against a Jinx. He's some sort of like miracle Jinx. So I think he wins. Yeah, he goes first. And then our hand is decent, right? We have our stack deck and Guardian to set up. So we start with the stack deck, and here we see the Soulsonger, which again, the deck is built around it. So I'm like, yeah, give me that. We set up the Guardian Angel, and then we pass. So then next turn is going to be interesting, right? Because we can either get the Stalcorn R out or get the Irelia out. We decide to go with the stack deck first and then Stalcorn, since again, it's very important. You guys will see how strong the Spellsonger is with the Stalcorn, especially since now we have the Guardian Angel. We can protect her from dying with a rocket or something else. Now our opponent's taking their time. Yep, that's good. And we'll see. We're gonna get in the position that I've noticed that this deck wants to go to, which is like once we have one Stalcorn with the Spellsonger and we can have one turn of us moving her and then moving her again, that's when the deck just goes off. We start drawing cards like crazy. Like here we can see we draw two, our opponent lets us capture, and then we move back, and then we draw two more. So now we have way more cards than them. We still have the Stalcorn in base, and we can do it again next turn. She's protected, so she's not gonna die, and we got our first point. So now this is like the perfect setup. This is what we want with the deck. I think our opponent is gonna put it. Yeah, it's gonna put a ton of might, um, and is gonna protect his battlefield. I don't even remember what I do here, to be honest. So we'll see. Yeah, I think the idea here was like I don't really care that she dies. I think she's gonna try to rebuke. Yeah, sadly we don't have any way to counter it. So I was trying to think, do we fish for the not so fast, right? If we put discipline, and try to fish for it, could be good. But if we miss, we're in a horrible position. So I just let it go. And that means that now our Guardian Angel is free, and our Aurelia can use it, right? So now with that, we already drew all the cards that we wanted, and we're gonna go on the offense now. This is what I was saying. See how my hand and now is like completely clogged. We have Stellacorn, Tasty, Stellacorn. So we don't want to have that many units. That's why I ended up cutting one more Tasty for the other fight or flight. Um, but yeah, so here we just protect her. So we keep the GA. I do that because in offense we have enough offense with the Heart of Dark Eyes and the Discipline and all the other cards. So I was like, whatever. I'd rather keep the GA just in case something goes wrong. And here I'm just doing math. I'm trying to figure out if we want to go to the left or the right battlefield. And here's where the Yasuo ability is much worse than the early ability, right? Because we can only use it once per turn. But yeah, so I decide to move in with Yasuo's ability, and the reason why is so, of course, if he ends up pushing us back, then we can either fight or flight or anything like that. So yeah, just start opening with that, and we get also the +1 from targeting, which is very important. And here, opponent, I think decides to decline. Yeah, he doesn't pay the rune or anything, which is straight up win, which I was kind of surprised about. So yeah, we draw, and this is what I mean, why I did the Yasuo ability first. I guess I didn't explain it properly before, but here now I can fight or flight my Aurelia to bring her back to base, and then we can move her back into the other battlefield. And she gets a nice +1. So and then we go in, we have a ton of comeback tricks in our hand, so I was like, okay, show me what you have. Yep, and as we thought is the Fire Flight, which were okay. I mean, they are at 5. Here I'm trying to, again, same thing, debating if I should try to discipline and fish for the counterspell, but I'm like, whatever. We can, you know, go one more turn, and then next turn we can go for it. So I set up the Stellacorn to try to draw a little bit more. And here I'm debating if I want to use the Spell Songer or keep the On Guard up. But I think it's more valuable to equip the Spell Songer. So next turn we have as much what am I talking about? As many runes as possible. So we can, clear battlefields and start doing our own thing. So yeah, here the tough part is our opponent is gonna rebuild and is gonna create a huge amount of might on base. So we need to essentially defend, which our deck is not the best at, but Aurelia is pretty decent at it. That's why I added her. So we start with the Stellacorn, we draw a card, we trigger the Sun. We know we don't need the might and attack right now, and we have to copy, so we just get rid of that card. Then we move the Aurelia. And I want you guys to see the amount of cards that I have in hand. This is what I'm talking about. That's why I wanted the seals, because like we just want to have runes. We just want to have runes because we can play so many cards every single turn. So here, I know I'm at 4 and I have 1 Spell Songer in hand. So that means that next turn I can go to 6 with Double Conquer, or Double Hold, of course, is going to be Double Conquer. And we can win from 6 to 8 with the movement of Yasuo and the Spell Songer. So then I'm just trying to make sure I count my runes right. I'm like, okay, we just need to defend and then Double Conquer and we should be good. So, oh yeah, my little dog is here. So yeah, let's see how our opponent tries to do this. I think he goes first for the Stellacorn. I don't remember what he does actually. Let's see. Yep. So he moves the Draven. Yeah, he moves everything, and I think his idea is to try to do a hold after killing her. So I just let the Stellacorn die, kill the Ezreal. He triggers this on, and now he essentially has to mount a big defense for us to win. For him to win. So I think he does the right play, right? Like he has double first for runner, which means that he's gonna have 12 might in base, even if I manage to take it down, which is, I mean, pretty good. So I think he does the right play, but here this turn is pretty awesome. So I'm just trying to do the math to make sure, like, hey, do I have enough might to get over? How much does he have? He's gonna have 20, right? So do the math. We get the +1 from targeting. And then, well, +2 because we have the Spell Songer, and then we get the +1 from the ally bar. We target with Discipline, we get +4. We target with On Guard, we get +4. We target with the other On Guard, we get +4. So we go to 22 might. Our opponent is like, well, nothing they can do. So we take that one. Yep, he generates all the little guys. And then we go Spell Songer, we pay 1, we attach it, then we move. Yeah, I was just making sure that I get the actual 6 point. We move, we pay the 2 for the legendary ability, we move, and we pay 2 for the right to win, and then we get the 2 points from the Yasuo. So yeah, that's deck. It's pretty fun. It's really cool. I don't think it's the best deck, but I think this is sadly what Yasuo is now. Maybe in the future there's going to be more support to make the Purple Yasuo a little bit better. But yeah, maybe the meta changes or something. But this is the most fun Yasuo build that I could come up with that is still decently good and is just not a worse version of Aurelia. So yeah, I hope you guys liked it.